What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of RedZone RoundUp, hosted by yours truly, Bryce Fry, and my co-host Isaiah Santos, here to give you new action this week with a Week 4 recap. And this week's actually a little different. We're now a part of a new network called Mental Dimes. So go ahead, give Mental Dimes a follow the boys, and support us along the journey.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Shout out to Middle Dimes. Let's get into it. It's gonna be a fun week this week, man. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it. Quick, guys. We've told you every single week, but now that we're part of a new network, Mental Dimes, we're going to reach out to the Mental Dimes family. ColeKicks.com. If you ever wanted a nice pair of shoes, wanted to look dope out in the scene, get some Cole Kicks from Cole Kicks. Tyke, super dope guy, super clean process. They give giveaways each month. Got the best shoes on the market. Cole Kicks. I mean, simple as that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Cold Kicks, man. I heard saw they's developing an app soon, so be on the lookout for that, man. That'll be good.
Yeah, app soon. New website getting updated. He'll be good to go. So go get some Cole Kicks from ColeKicks.com. All right, guys, let's get into it. First quarter action, RedZone RoundUp. We're going to discuss a little Week 4 matchup results and updated divisional rankings. We had some good matchups. We had a couple overtime matchups, and we had a couple upsets. So, it was an interesting slate today, or this week, excuse me. Started on Thursday with the Lions going into Green Bay to start the weekend, and they caught a pretty decent sized dub. They played pretty good.
Yeah,
That was
they
a
blew them
divisional
out.
ranking.
Blew them out.
Yeah, they did, and that was
David
actually a
Montgomery had
1-2
a hell of
battle.
a game. Yeah,
Hell yeah,
for
he did.
sure. Yeah.
Yep. That was 1-2
Yeah,
matchup. That was solid. On Sunday, it started with the first London game of the year, 8:30 a.m. Were you up for that game? Probably not.
I was actually surprisingly. Yeah, I saw it. But shout out to that Toy Story game. Did you see that at all?
I did. I didn't really know what to think about that because before I had heard about it, I literally saw it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this crap, honestly? But then I kind of kept watching it. And I'm like, all right, like this is kind of
It
interesting.
was
Because then I
different,
pulled up the
man.
real
Yeah.
game. Yeah, and then like you
Yeah.
see the side by side highlight of like the Toy Story and the real. It was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
It
was
was
interesting.
different for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
No,
definitely
it was a
was.
bunch of good games. The Texans, man, they really showed out for the one time for JJ Watt.
Hey,
They had his ring
they did.
ceremony or
CJ
retirement of his
Stroud,
jersey.
man.
Dude's
CJ
a
Stroud's
baller.
coming into his own. He's coming in.
He really
He's
he's
looking
doing
good.
it.
He's
Yeah.
looking good. He's looking better than his buddy that also came out, Bryce Young. They're good friends, work
Yeah.
out together. He kind of
Yeah.
he got the good end of the stick, I guess you could say. But
Yeah, he
let's
did
not.
good.
Hey, I noticed what you did there. You skipped down. You skipped down a few. I started with the Jags, and I had a firm number 2 I was about to hit. Let's check out that
Man,
number 2 game. The Bills beating the Dolphins, and I actually have the score written. I know it's not right there, but in case anybody remembers, that was 48-20 against the team who just put up a 70 piece. Just
Shout
saying,
out to
not
Over.
trying to
Shout
brag,
out to
not
Over.
trying to make a big deal about it, but that was a solid dub. That was a solid dub in Buffalo.
Yeah, it was very good. Good showing for your guy Stephon Diggs. He put
Hell yeah.
and that
Stephon went
touchdown he
off.
had. I swear they thought he was the flag was gonna stop the play, and they were like, "Oh, just give up," and he just took off running. What was up with that, man? Those guys.
Honestly, I did
They
not.
gave him that
So
one.
when he took off, I'm like, okay, nah, he stepped out of bounds. He
Yeah,
the flag's on us. I'm thinking
yeah,
something like that ain't gonna be no touchdown. And then of
because Buddy
course,
just ran right by him. Yeah, he just took off
literally
after
had 2 or 3
that.
guys. It was those 2 guys. It was that corner and that
Hmm.
safety. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just got mangled up and looked like the corner like slung and got and fell or something. And then yeah, dude, sideline 40 yards or whatever it was. Just
Yeah, guy had hell
easy.
of a day though, man. It was a hell of a day for
Man, but he's
Stephon
got his
Diggs.
boy throwing to him, slinging that rock, boy. Oh, it's
Yeah,
good.
Josh Allen.
It's good to see back in the saddle. looking the way he's supposed to be looking, right? I mean, it's the way he's supposed to be looking. So, but
That's
anyways,
somebody
yeah.
to say
Then
otherwise.
going down the list, as you can see, the Rams, they took out the Colts. That was an overtime game. That was the first overtime game of the weekend. And I'm gonna just be the first one to say those Colts, they look good. They're surprisingly kind of good. They're decent. Anthony Richardson, he's a baller. He's just got to stay healthy. That's his thing. He's getting
Yeah,
banged
yeah.
because he's like Josh Allen. Dude totes the rock more than anybody. So that boy, he just
Dude, yeah, he'll run that mother.
yeah, no, he stays healthy.
He's
They'll be
good. He's
good.
good. Plus, they're
Yeah,
getting
no, for
Jonathan
sure.
Taylor too, man. So who knows
Are
what
they
that's
though?
gonna be about? Yeah. So yeah, he's returning to practice. I read something about that, but return to practice, sit on the sidelines, wait for him to get traded, or they might work
Yeah,
something out. Who knows,
exactly.
man?
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's a weird deal. I'm definitely going to be interested in keeping eyes on that situation. But let's now
Yeah.
move over to some divisional standings, some updated
Ooh.
divisional standings. As you can see, my Buffalo Bills leading that thing already. I knew it was going to happen, just didn't know when. Dolphins were looking good. So it's kind of, it might be
Patriots
a
on the
battle the rest of the
rise.
year. And yeah, okay. I don't know. I think we got two firm leaders in that division. So, but
Maybe
long
so.
season. It's only week 4. Long season. Never know. We could go on a 7-game losing streak. Pats could go on a 10-game win streak. You guys think?
Let's keep it. Let's pipe that down. Be a little more realistic now. Come on now.
Yeah.
As a
All
fan,
right.
let's cap that one a little down.
Y'all be lucky to scrape 2 games together. So let's start with that.
We might be fighting for that first draft pick this year. Who knows, man?
Yeah. Hey man,
Hopefully not.
stay optimistic. It's a long season. You never know. But let's go down to the
got that
AFC
one.
North. I'm still super surprised about this one. I mean, what are the Bengals doing, man? Like the Bengals are not the Bengals anymore.
They got some head problems going on over there, man. A lot of
They do. But
like
I've been
down south. I don't know, man. They're just not keeping it.
They just
together.
are not clean. Joe Burrow doesn't look great, but I've been seeing a lot of
hurt.
stuff floating around the internet, replays and whatnot. Joe Burrow is not even getting his second reads. Like him and Kirk Cousins and actually Daniel Jones. But all 3 of those quarterbacks are people that are getting the short end of the stick right now because their lines are giving them a lot of problems.
Yeah.
It's making them making them take a lot on their shoulders. Yeah, I mean, they're terrible. It's just like, I mean, what can you do behind that? Nothing. So it's like, of course, these quarterbacks
drop back a little further.
Yeah, I mean, of course, these quarterbacks have to play like they do because it's like, I mean, their line is god awful. Then you got the AFC South. That's the tightest division in the league right now. You got 2-2 all the way through it. Not sure what's going to happen there, but I will say the Texans, they surprised me this year because I was a hater. I mean, I always am a hater, obviously, on the Texans just because they're not good. But now it's like, I don't know. They're kind of good. I like C.J. Stroud. I like Tank Dell. Yeah, I mean, I like them. They're the home state. I mean, I hate the Cowboys, so I'll go for the Texans.
I hate the Cowboys. I mean, we ain't cheering for the Cowboys.
Yeah, we ain't cheering for them on this show. If you thought the Cowboys were getting praise on this show, y'all need to end this and go to the next one. Go to Pat McAfee or First Take, or actually go to Skip Bayless. I know Skip Bayless and Michael Irvin are over there talking about the Cowboys. So another surprising one for me is going to be actually the Tampa Bay Bucks, as you can see in the NFC South. You got Baker.
Man, they blew him out. What's up with that?
Bro, Baker,
Mike Evans went down. Yeah.
But Baker is a baller. He's a baller.
Finding a way to win, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's finding a way to win with the players he's got. He's still got Chris Godwin. I mean, they got playmakers. It's not like they just don't, have anybody over there. They got a decent defense. They got that Winfield on defense that I'm a fan of. So they got dudes on that roster.
Yeah, he's good.
To keep them going. But and then you only got 2 teams, as you can see, that are undefeated still. You got the Eagles and the 49ers. And those are 2 juggernaut teams. So I'm interested to see how long these teams can go undefeated. They're good, man. They got it all. They got the playmakers in the pass game. They got Christian McCaffrey. They got the defense. They are
4
literally
touchdowns, man.
They're the definition of 4 phases of football. Or sorry,
Yeah,
3
they're
phases of football. The
yeah,
definition
they're
is
getting it
my
done.
brain is a little scrambly right now. They
I
got the
guess
full
you
3
can count
phases though. They
coaching
got
as
the
the
offense.
fourth phase. You can
Hey, that's true. And they have a great coach.
uh,
Kyle Shanahan is the
cut
man.
you some
So it's like
slack. Yeah,
literally, if you want to go 4 phases, then they got all of them. So, but all right,
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
that's a little matchup results and updated divisional standings. That's gonna be our first quarter action. So we'll catch you here in a second. Welcome back, quarter 2 action, guys. We're gonna get a little info on the coaches' corner. Let's talk about some coaches, Isaiah. What coaches are sparking your eyeballs this season so far? Who are you looking at?
So far, man, I'm gonna go with my guy down, not too far from me, down the street, 45 minutes down south. D'Amico Ryans of the Houston Texans,
Oh,
man, first
okay.
year coach. He's a solid guy. He's coming in from San Francisco. Just so you
Solid
know
first
something
year.
about that. Yeah, man, the whole city's getting behind it, but the whole team is
Really
buying
though.
into it. And yeah, he's doing pretty good this year, man. And I mean, I know they're 2-2, but first game, it's bad weather playing rookie quarterback versus the Ravens, but they're getting better, man. I've seen some good things from the Texans, man. CJ Stroud's at the
Yeah.
helm, doing it, man. He's holding it down for him. So yeah, shout out to D'Amico Ryans, man.
Yeah, no, he's looking good. I'll follow that up with one
Yeah,
of my
yeah,
favorite right now, and I know you can guess it, but you'll know why I'm shouting out in
yeah.
just a second.
Oh
I'm gonna go
man,
Sean McDermott. I'm gonna go the Buffalo Bills head coach. Wait, slash defensive coordinator. We
he's
have
doing it both.
we have a head coach DC, and he's doing a hell of a job. Dude literally has one of the best defense, if not the best defense in the league. I know you can kind of argue the 49ers. I'd say the 49ers and the Bills are the top 2 defenses. That's uh pretty level. We have more
What about
turnovers.
the Cowboys? Cowboys defense is pretty good.
Do you not remember what I
Cowboys
just said
defense.
last quarter? We'll talk good about the Cowboys here. I'm just
Oh,
playing.
shit.
Just playing. I'll give them their flowers.
Yeah.
Micah
Hey,
Parsons.
that was a good one. That was a good one.
Micah
Yeah,
Parsons
Michael
is a beast,
Parsons.
though. I'll give it to him. That dude's a beast. Trevon Diggs is a beast. So I'm sorry to hear that
Just
he
Torres,
obviously,
ACL, yeah.
he's done for the year. So, and obviously, being a Diggs guy, I got support for the boys. So that
Fair
sucks.
pay him, bro.
Hope he has a speedy recovery, gets back out there. He's a hooper. So they need him too. I mean, he's one of their
Bad.
pieces, one of their big ones.
Yeah,
So that is
Stephon
gonna
Gilmore by himself
this
playing.
yeah, but that's not a bad corner to have by yourself. Am I right? I mean, geez,
No,
like
that's a good,
if
yeah.
you lose one guy and your other guy is Stephon Gilmore, that's a pretty solid situation to be in. So,
Enough with the
but yeah,
Cowboys,
so
though, man.
yeah, enough with the Cowboys. Sean McDermott, head coach, defensive coordinator. I got to salute to my guy. He's a beast. He's got it. I was pretty nervous at the beginning of the season. Didn't know how it was going to go from a fan perspective. And that's
Yeah,
just a lot of load for a coach. Like obviously to have the head coaching cap, take that off, put on the defensive coordinator cap. It's just it's a lot.
yeah.
So it's just I didn't know
Wow.
if he was going to handle it, and he's handling it pretty damn well. So
He's doing a good job. He's doing minus that first game, I mean, they didn't really put up too
nice first
many
game.
points.
First game jitters. Get out
Jitters,
the
yeah,
jitters a
prime
little.
time game, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
of course.
another coach, well, not another coach, but on the opposite end, head coach slash offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith of the Falcons. Man, what are they doing? I know they're trying to run the ball 100 times a game, but at what
Yeah,
point are we going to put a quarterback in that can actually throw the ball, man? We're trying to throw it to our first round draft pick, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. He's doing it. He's getting it done. But how
he
does
is getting that work.
Devon Achan have 6 touchdowns this year, and Kyle Pitts has 3 touchdowns since he's been drafted in the year? I mean, it's like, come
Right.
on, man. At what point are we going to start getting our playmakers the
Yeah.
ball and about it?
No, I can agree with that. I can agree with that because it's hard to talk about Kyle Pitts though because what really is going on with that guy? Is he a superstar? Or is
What
he
is
not?
going on? I don't know, man. Yeah.
It's one of those things. Now like you said, he has been in the league for a few years now. So, and they've had different quarterbacks. They had Marcus Mariota. They got, they've just had a bunch of different situations, playmakers around them. He's had
Yeah.
opportunities to make plays, and the plays haven't been made. So I don't know if that's a coach thing. I don't know if that's a quarterback thing. I don't know if that's a Kyle Pitts thing. I don't know. But yeah, so Atlanta, I do kind of like watching them just because I'm a Bijan Robinson fan. Go Horns with him.
Dude,
But
yeah.
he's a beast. So I've been following just to kind of see how he does. But we'll see how that goes. It's week four. So it's still early.
Yeah.
Still a lot of time. I do want to say, keep it on the negative spectrum. One of the coaches that I will say has been a major disappointment is Sean Payton in Denver. I think that has
Yes,
been.
man. Dude,
I think
what
that's been
is it?
everything short of what it should be. I think that they have a great quarterback. No, okay, let me take that back. They have a good quarterback. They have a good quarterback. They got playmakers in Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. They got running game. They got players.
They're getting hurt at the running
They
game.
got a coach that's won a Super Bowl. I mean, what? At what point is the load going to be on Sean Payton's back? I see on social media everybody's ranting and raving about Russell. Who's talking about Sean Payton? I mean,
hey, they coached him back from a 21-point deficit and came back, beat the Bears, trash as well. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I mean, hey, this could be, who knows? This could be the turnaround for the Broncos.
About though, really?
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, the Bears haven't won a game since October of 2022 or something like that.
It's
pretty bad.
Imagine that. I mean, I was a Bills fan my whole life, so I don't need to imagine that. I literally lived that. So I feel them. It sucks. Glad I ain't dealing with it no more though. So
yeah, man,
it is what it is. One last coach that I'm actually going to go negative on, and we kind of tapped on it a little bit earlier, but I'm going to go to Zach Taylor in Cincinnati because I've watched a handful of those games now, and I am just shook. I don't know whether it's coaching. I don't know whether it's Joe Burrow. I don't know. I mean, he's got terrible line play, but they've got playmakers all across the field. So it's kind of getting to the point. You've won one game out of 4. Like I said, it's early, but they've lost against some suspect opponents. So it's just kind of getting to the point. When is coaching going to step up? When is play calling going to step up? Yes, they need better O-line play. Yes, they need more other playmakers, including Joe Burrow. But at some point, coaching got to get them right, get them juiced up, Dan Campbell style, right? Get them juiced.
Any given Sunday, man. Any given Sunday, it could all turn around.
Exactly. They get that Coach Prime juice in them. They get that Dan Campbell juice in them. They'll start winning some games. They just got to do it. So, but anyways, guys, that's going to be our segment for Coach's Corner. So that's going to be quarter 2 action. We'll catch you here in just a second for quarter 3. Let's get into it, guys. Quarter 3. We got some bet slip action for you. A little degeneracy again. Let's get into it, Isaiah. Let's throw up these odds that they got. Freaking, what are you thinking about these games? I see a lot of good matchups, but
tell me about it.
I forgot to mention it. So the odds that I actually have for us here at RedZone RoundUp were from earlier this morning on a Tuesday, October 3rd. These are actually somewhat changed because I know a couple of them that I've looked into, just a point or two, maybe, just from adjustments, people getting hurt, whatever, the vibes change. But we're going to go with what's right here, and this is what I'm going to go over. So as you can see, the first game of the week is going to be the Bears at the Commanders. And that's going to be a plus 6.5 spread. I saw that might be a little change right now too, but that is actually going to be the kickoff of the week. And then you got the Bills favored against the Jags in London. You got the 2 pick'ems. You got 2 pick'ems from what I can see. You got the Texans Falcons, which I know that changed.
Texans have changed. Yes,
Titans,
they have.
And then you get the Titans and the Colts. That's pick 'em as well. So outside of that, Vegas has decided the spreads. Last week there was a lot of 3s. Remember, there was a lot of 3s, 3.5s.
A lot of them.
we're kind of dwindling down on that. We got a handful of larger spreads. I'd say, or from what I can see right now, the largest spread of the weekend is going to be the Lions against Panthers in Detroit. That right now on my paper, in our RedZone RoundUp paper, is -9. I think I actually saw that change to 11. Not 100% sure. It did. That I don't know. I take the 9 because it's under 10. I don't know if I take 11. 11's kind of pushing it. So that that one's interesting. But do you see any on these that kind of pop your eyeballs? Actually, before you answer that, I mentioned last week on our show when I went through these bet slips that there was one team that I like to follow for the overs and follow throughout the season. And I'm looking at this Texans-Falcons matchup. I took the over last week. It did not hit against the Steelers. That was the one of my 3 bets that I gave that did not hit. But this 41.5 looks mega juicy to me. I like it. CJ Stroud, he's a player. He's got weapons around him. He's been scoring points. But they don't got the stoutest defense. They've been letting up points. So I think that Falcons game against the Texans, I think that's gonna be solid over. And the only reason I bring that up is because last week I said that I like to follow a team throughout the season based off, and I'm sticking with them.
And that's
sticking
your
to my
team,
guns.
the Texans.
The Texans over because the over-unders have been around 40. That's a pretty solid over-under that I love to take because then it's just all about can both of these score 3 touchdowns? If both teams are, at least decent and not playing a super stout defense in the NFL, man, you should be able to score 2-3 touchdowns, right? I mean,
absolutely, man.
Some games you'll come against the 49ers, you'll come against the Bills. Right. I mean, you'll come against stout teams that kind of hold you back a little bit, but for the most part, man, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, that ain't a lot. Give it to us. So let me go ahead and actually throw up my slips so I can let y'all see what kind of juice I'm getting into. As you can see, the first one I'm getting into is going to be that Bills-Jags game. I think the Bills take that home, not at home. I think they're going to travel all the way across the world just to whip that ass.
At home.
They might. At their home. At someone's home, not anybody's home.
Yeah, that's crazy. The Jaguars are staying there for a whole week and playing again. That's pretty cool.
You think they like that or not?
I mean,
I would say not.
A whole week. You get a whole week in London, though. Bills we've been here with the time change and all that. Bills are
true. I guess it is beneficial to the Jags versus the Bills.
Plus, you're with your family time in London. Never been to London, huh?
I guess whose family's going to London? My family's too broke to go to London. We ain't going to London. No.
Hey, but if we were in the NFL,
that would be cool. But I didn't even think about the time change difference. That is an advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so that second game just tapped into that. The Texans, Falcons, I got that over 41.5. I hope that goes down. I hope it changes. I hope it goes down because then I'll freaking smack it again. I'll hit it even harder if it goes down. If that goes down, I'm smacking it with a freaking. I'm finding the nearest sledgehammer and I'm smacking that shit. So, and then
easy now.
For the third pick of the slip, I actually got the 49ers just winning. That's it. Money line against Cowboys. Because why? Because they're better. That's it.
Brock Purdy's undefeated, man.
Yeah, no other end for butts. I mean, they're better than the Cowboys. They're going to be at home. Cowboys obviously lost Trevon Diggs. They got Micah Parsons looking good, though. So I think that's going to, maybe kind of slow CMC down a little bit. Maybe slow down the rushing game. But it's okay because they got Deebo Samuel. They got George Kittle. They got
Deebo Samuel. Yeah.
They got playmakers. Yeah. So it's like
I think
they beat the Cowboys. And that's going to be my slip. Is there anything you're kind of checking out? I know I want to start a lock of the week. I want to start a lock of the week, and we're going to start it right here, right now. So let's start with you. Lock of the week. What's your lock of the week?
Yeah, absolutely, man. We've been talking about it this whole segment, doubling down. I'm with the Texans, but I'm going to take them +2. I mean, they've been playing hard fought football, and I can't see them losing to the Falcons, man. There's no way CJ Stroud's traveling all the way up there and losing to them.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it'll be
yeah.
a solid game for them, man. I think they might
Yeah.
beat them by like at least 10 points, 10 plus.
I do agree. And what I actually do like is at first, as I mentioned, that was a pick 'em. And now
Yeah.
the Texans are underdogs. So I kind of like that. I don't think they're true underdogs. I think
Yeah.
if that went down to 3, I would smack that. But 2 is kind of hard. I can see them maybe losing by a field goal. They're away. You
Yeah.
never know. So, but that's a solid lock because I think that's that went down. You caught that on the +2. I like that.
Yeah.
My lock
That too, man.
that I'm gonna go with, you know, I had a couple in my brain
still doesn't.
swirling around. I'm still I don't even hardly know, but I think my lock is gonna be that Texans over. I do like it. I love that 41.5. I just
Texans,
think, I
man.
mean, we've been seeing what the Falcons do with the run game. We've been seeing what the Texans been doing. I just think there's going to be points. And if you saw in the last Texans game, they even got a defensive touchdown. They're freaking beast of a defensive player, Will Anderson. He took I think it was a
Yeah.
fumble all the way to the house, huh?
Yeah, the week before they returned that the kickoff for a touchdown with the fullback. So they're making some
Yeah, no,
special
they've
teams
been
plays.
they've been
They're
finding
scoring.
points, and that's how you find
Yeah,
wins.
they're getting
Find
it
points,
done. Yeah, man.
find points, you find wins. I mean,
Finally.
so they've been doing it.
That's
They've
the
been doing the
Dolphins.
dang thing.
Week 3.
That is. So I guess it looks like our locks of the week. We're gonna be Texas friendly. We're both with the Texans. You got the +2. I got the over. We'll check it out. We'll see how it goes. And
Shout out H-Town, man.
shout out H-Town. Hopefully we catch some money on that end too. But that's it for our bet slips. That's it for the degeneracy. And I hope to make a couple bucks because if not, rent might get skipped this month. You know what I mean? So, But that's third quarter action, guys. We'll see you in fourth quarter and here in just a second. The boys are back with the last quarter of the day. Fourth quarter action. We're going to give you a little insight into the week 5 matchups that are coming up this week. As you can see, and as I mentioned in the last quarter, the Bears are taking on the Washington Commanders. First game of the weekend, October 5th in Washington. I think that might be a snooze ball fest. I don't know how that's really going to go. I might not watch it. I might watch it and pretend like I'm
Thursday night,
watching.
yeah.
Who knows? Thursday night football. I might go play some volleyball.
They've been good, but this might be one of those games where you're like, I can pass on it. Yeah.
Riverboat Run has not been Riverboat Run in Washington.
No, he's
The
lost
Bears
the touch, man.
have been cheeks, literally cheeks. So that is probably the biggest snooze. Yeah, that's probably the biggest snooze fest of the weekend, honestly. And then going into the Sunday action, as you can see above, you got the 8:30 in the morning in London, the Buffalo Bills taking on the Jaguars, baby.
What a game! What would happen if the Jaguars shocked the dang nation?
You think?
You think it'll happen? Any given Sunday.
Hey, ask Shannon Sharp. Anything is possible, but I'm not gonna say that that's possible. I'm gonna say that that's a no-go. I think the Bills stomp their ass. 8:30 in the morning. I think they're gonna get a sloppy cup of Joe, some cowboy coffee, and they're gonna freaking get after it. And
it'll be fun to watch, huh?
Yeah, it'd be fun. And then you got that next game on the list. That's going to be a divisional matchup, and that's the division that's actually all tied at 2s. And they're actually not tied. The Colts are actually a firm leader because they beat the Texans, so they are in the lead. But this is a big matchup because Colts Titans. That's going to be a decider and kind of who's kind of splits out in the record. And that's actually a good position. It's a good position for the Titans to be in. Because I thought they were kind of slipping. I thought they were falling and, going to be down and out this season because they just hadn't had a super hot start. Luckily, their division hadn't either. So,
they beat the Bengals, so that's good.
Yeah, what matchups are you looking at? What are you going to be your top matchups going into this week?
Oh, man,
what's better catching your eye?
For me, I see that the Patriots are actually kind of favored to win against the Saints. I'm a little skeptical about that, but I'm liking the Patriots this week. I think that maybe at home they can pull something together. We'll see what's going on with the quarterback. Bailey Zappi, is he going to make his move? Are we going to keep Mac Jones? We're going to, I don't know, Mac Jones. It's been too long now. So it's gonna be something. But also, the Rams playing, man. The Rams and the Eagles. Cooper Kupp's back. How much action is he gonna see that game against a pretty good Eagles defense? That'll be
Hey, I
fun to
don't know,
see if
man.
Cooper.
He's a right. That's what I was about to say, man. He's about to
Yeah, you got a
start
double-headed
tearing.
horse, right?
Right, he's about to start tearing receptions away from his boy Nakua. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that goes too. But I think Cooper comes in, and I think they get him acclimated pretty quickly. I mean, it's his show, it's his team. Nakua's new.
Yeah.
I think he's going to take the back seat. Yeah, he's had a hot start, and he might continue to have a good start or a good season. But I think he'll get back in action, and they'll get him rolling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they play him and see how much he does play, because it's a hamstring injury. He's in his mid-30s, so kind of hard to recover from that. So that's gonna be
he's getting older,
the key to watch.
tougher.
Yeah. But the Giants, man, the Giants are playing the Dolphins after giving up 11 sacks. I wonder how much the Dolphins are gonna get on them, man. That's pretty crazy. They're playing in South Beach.
Man, I feel bad for the Giants. I am a
Saquon, is he
Brian
coming back?
Daboll guy. I'm a Brian Daboll guy. I think they got a great squad. They got a great coaching staff. They got playmakers. Their biggest problem is their offensive line.
Dude, they're just not giving it any help.
None at all. And it's crazy. That's why I hate Twitter, X, all that crap that, you got the yous and me's out there talking crap and talking mess. I've seen
The
so
usses.
much mess. The usses of the world. I've seen so much usses out there talking shit about Daniel Jones. And man, I hate it because the dude is not as bad as people want to make it seem like he is. Go watch the games that they've played. Go watch. He is getting tore up. Dude, literally, like I was saying about Joe Burrow, he's not even able to get to his second reads. I mean, literally, when you can't even get past a check down first read, you're getting smoked. It's like, you're never going to win a football game. I mean, it's impossible. You can't even hand the ball off in that environment. You can't have any 10-plus yard route. Like, I mean, it's pretty bad over there right now. And so I do feel bad for them. Like I said, they got a good org. I like their organization. They got good peoples. They got good peoples over there. So, and I like good peoples. I'm a peoples guy, So
shout out.
I think another tough matchup this weekend is going to be another divisional matchup. It's going to be your Baltimore Ravens traveling Pittsburgh, play the Steelers. I think that's going to be a pretty good matchup. All of Baltimore's games so far have been pretty close. Haven't really blown anybody out. Haven't really looked too exciting. And the Steelers,
they blew the Texans out.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess I'm really thinking more recently, but yeah. So Lamar is just not. He's not 40-piecing people. He's not collecting 100 on the ground. He
did it not last week, the week before he did. He's
right, but not on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Not like 2022. Not like 2021. I mean, the dude is.
He get injured. Yeah. You're right though.
I just
injuries do play a part.
They're winning. They're collecting dubs. I mean, they're leading their division. They've only lost one game. I'm not sitting here saying that they're not good.
And they should have won that game, maybe. They should have won that game.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just think that they haven't looked as exciting as they did in years past. 2021, 2022, you got Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews covered up, no receivers downfield. He didn't even have receivers in 2021, so he's probably throwing a fullback. But dude was putting up 100, 150 on the ground, so it didn't matter. Because it's like, if this dude can put up 3 tutties on the ground, then he don't need receivers. Now, I think it's kind of everybody knows Lamar. He's been in the league a few years. Everybody knows how to game plan against him. So then when you take his legs away and then you take his 1-2 playmakers away, it's pretty tough for the boys. So, I mean, I think that's going to be a tough matchup. Yeah, and especially just because I think that's gonna be a tough matchup specifically because Mike Tomlin has been kind of, he's been under some heat because the Steelers are not looking great. I think he's finally
Could he
kind of
be
like fed
next?
up with it. I think he's fed up with it is what he is. He might want out before, he's clipped. So,
Yeah.
but no, I think he's gonna throw up a pretty good game against Lamar just because of the way that their season has been going. So I think that that's gonna be a pretty close, maybe even low scoring matchup. So who
A
knows
good
though?
10-7 ball game. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I hope not, because Jesus, I would not watch that. That's for sure. But all right, guys. Well, we're actually gonna get into the last segment of the day, and it is going to be our 2-minute drill. Isaiah, last minute thoughts, recap. What you got going into week 5? Top thoughts. What's on your brain right now?
Man, I'm hoping for a healthy weekend. That's really what I'm looking forward to. I just hope that the guys can stay healthy. There's
Healthy
people
week. Preach. Amen to that.
like flies, man. They're just
Man,
every
I hate
week.
it. And week 4,
It's
we
tough,
already got a lot of
right?
injuries in week 4.
Everybody, Achilles, whatever,
Oh
ACLs,
man,
man.
Trey White, my boy, man.
That's what,
Sad to
yeah,
see. Just tore his
it's
ACL,
terrible.
came back, looking good finally, and then
Yeah, Jamal Adams had the same thing happen. He's got
that
hurt
was
the first
bad.
game.
Yeah,
He just
man.
came back in his first
He
game.
took that
Dude, it was a
mm,
little steam. He made a little
took that
scene out
knee
of
to
me.
the
So
head, and
I'm just hoping everybody
he came
stays
up
safe.
wobbly. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
man.
agree with that. That's a good point. That's a good point. This has been a very injury-filled season so far, with some top
Yeah.
playmakers too. Like not even just like random dude. You don't want anybody getting hurt, but you
Yeah, no.
definitely don't want the top guys on teams getting hurt, and that's kind of what's been
Yeah,
happening.
for
So
sure.
I agree.
For
I hope
sure.
they freaking tone that down or whatever they got to do. A lot of
Yeah.
that has to do with the grass. You hear these players, kind of being a lot more vocal about the turf now. So you got a lot of different fields that are not true real grass, and these players are
Yeah.
kind of throwing fits about it now. And you know, the NFL is a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar organization. It's like
We got to get
get real
something
grass.
good out there.
Get real grass, dude. I mean, do we? It's gonna really take a pat and knock on wood. I actually don't even want to say this. I won't even say a name. I'll say a position. It's gonna take for a top tier number 1 quarterback to get
Oh
hurt
no, y'all.
on a team, and then the
Oh
NFL is
no.
gonna be, we gotta get real grass. It's like, yeah, I mean, dude's been saying that, but it's gonna take. Personally, just the way we know the NFL is, I think it's gonna take a big injury for them to kind of really consider getting all grass on all the fields. I mean, I think that's just realistic of Roger Goodell and the NFL how they work. So I hope they get it as soon as they can. But anyways, let's get into the last thing of the show. Pick of the week. Last week, your boy caught a little dub back in action. You,
He's
on
back.
the other hand, you caught
the first L,
loss.
yeah.
So hey,
A little cheeky
we're not perfect.
choice.
We ain't perfect. Who's your pick of the week?
Roll the dice. I'm gonna roll the dice again. Look, man, this is one way to say it, man. We said this back in the day when I was playing ball. The only way to get it done is to get it done. The only way to do it is to do it. I'm gonna say Los Angeles Rams are gonna beat the undefeated Eagles.
The Rams beating the Eagles. Hey, that came from left field. I did not expect that one. That's a solid pick. That's a solid pick. They got their boy Cup back. Matthew Stafford is Matthew Stafford. I could see it. I'm not completely against that.
The
And
undefeated Eagles
I am a
are
firm
done.
believer in nobody is going to go undefeated. It's the NFL week to week, any given Sunday. It's just too hard. I don't think either of those teams, the Eagles or the 49ers, are capable of it. I like that pick. My pick of the week, going to be a little different. I'm kind of picking a matchup that's not really too crazily exciting. Definitely isn't going to perk any ears for a lot of listeners. I'm going with the Colts. Divisional matchup against the Titans. That is a 2-2 division. They really need that dub because then they will have 2 divisional wins. and they will secure the lead in the division. I'm going with the Colts, man. Anthony Richardson. You got my boy Colin Granson over there. Shout out. I mean,
Shout out.
I'm going with the Colts. But anyways,
Shout out to
guys,
the Colts, man.
that's going to be a roundup week 4 recap with the boys. Like we've said plenty of times, if you're still here, go give us a follow. Go subscribe. Click the laugh, like, love buttons. Click all the good buttons. All the things we need. Get us up there. Get us up there. And while
Yes,
we're
sir.
thinking about it, Mental Dimes, new network. The boys are supporting us. Let's support the boys. Let's give it back. Mental
Shout out
Dimes.
to the boys. Shout out the boys, man.
Shout out to the boys. Go follow them. Go give them a follow. And we've told you this every week. We're going to be your weekly go-to coverage each and every week. RedZone Roundup. We'll catch you next week.
Next week. See you then.